check out what's going on with my feet for a second. If I'm in lockdown, if Phil is able to no-hand pass, or he's just good at smashing my lockdown, or maybe not get that kind of far, but he's like starting to keep my grip, that's when I switch my other knee up to sitting guard. You know what I mean? Once he starts getting these free, or maybe it's just kind of loose, right, that's when I'm going to sitting guard. So, I don't, that's not something I want to focus on today, but just an idea of how lockdown and Z-guard actually go really well hand in hand. So I play both very strongly. Those are my two half-court games, from Z-guard and lockdown. But we're just going to start running Z-guard. Right? And everyone should know this because the warm-ups and all that. Okay. What I'm going to do, I got my hand as a seatbelt across the waist. I'm going to actually keep them away with my hand. Okay, because they have a tendency to leave this dangling or even push them on mat like that. And I'm just sitting here keeping him away from me. Obviously keeping my foot kind of aware of what's going on here so we can't try to heal those knee or start messing with there. Right? So always be aware of that. But really what I'm focusing on is keeping him away and then grabbing that wrist. And it's insane how often people, if all of a sudden I snatch up Z-guard, look, I go right for that wrist instantly. Okay, no matter where it is, it could be here, it could anywhere in this region, I'm grabbing onto it. He could be on my knee, I'm grabbing onto it. Pretty easy, okay? So Z-guard, keep him away, grab the wrist, right? So now I'm just gonna reach wide and grab my Kimura grip. Now note, at first I grab his wrist with my thumb because I have to. I can't monkey grip it now because I have no control. But the second I reach over for my Kimura grip, I lose the thumb. Okay, because this is way weak, it starts tweaking here, right? But you have to wait until now, almost as I connect my Kimura grip, I'm not using either thumb, right? I'm monkey gripping both. Okay, so I'm in the Kimura grip here. And I like to let people defend by grabbing their own leg, because it gives them a false sense of security. You know what I mean? So I'm here in Z-guard, boom, grab his wrist, lock in my Kimura grip, I took my thumb back. Okay, now there's going to be a few details. We're going to have to come back and polish some things up. Let's just get started with, I've got my Kimura grip. See how he's got his hand on my hip over here? I'm just going to kick my leg that wasn't seatbelt real wide and go over the top to his ribs. Okay, you may have seen this. Keenan Cornelius likes this one a lot. Okay, but Z-guard, Kimura grip, wide. My foot's on his hip for a second. Really what I want to do is point my toes. My toes go first, and I want them to pop out of this far hip. Okay, so I'm here, grab, let him defend, keep real wide, puts on his hip for a second, then I'm going to keep it all the way through there. Okay? And again, I want him to feel safe here, like he's kind of defending this. Because now that I'm at this point, right, I can start really tearing on that Kimura, and I might even take my bottom Z-guard foot out just to make that roll easier. But I have my Kimura grip, and I just roll right into spider grip. From here, I let go of the Kimura grip and pull through. But see how I never lose a grip? I don't just do this. I have my Kimura grip, I let go of the wrist and pull through. That way it's secure the whole time and I can go right to spider. Okay, so, Z-guard, wrist, Kimura grip. Okay. He's gonna put it in his exact. He's gonna defend by grabbing his legs. Keeping wide, and there's a scenario where he's holding my hip, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, you can start to just drill this for a second. So omit the fact, say he's not like holding. You have an option here because now I can't keep my leg out. Do that next. Okay. Z-guard, Kimura grip, keeping wide, shooting that through. Now it's crazy how I can straighten my legs and pull this Kimura grip out, and he's gonna want to roll to defend that Kimura, and I want him to. Have my Kimura grip, let go, pull through to spider web. Lots of finishes and options from here, obviously, right? But that's just a nice entry. And this is more Kimura grip, leg lock stuff, and then we're going to get into my true leg lock system, okay, in the next just few minutes. My seminars, guys, always have so much information. Like, everyone's got a different style. My style is I want to show you everything. Hopefully, and not one person is going to pick up on everything, but hopefully each person picks up on something different, and you guys can put it together later. right? Plus you get video, that helps. So I'm just gonna dump information on you. And if you just pick up a couple things, that's great, okay? I could show you one move and we can do it 9,000 times, but that's not very fun to me, right? I don't want to pay money to do that. I want to learn cool shit. So, common position in jiu-jitsu. Z-guard, right? He's on his knees. I am, in this case, putting my right foot in between, and I'm leg curling underneath his leg, and then putting my knee in front, going right across his waist like a seatbelt. Okay, Z-guard. Okay, Z-guard actually is really huge for me when somehow some kind of monster is like posturing up hard and breaks my lockdown. I'll go right to Z-guard, right off of lockdown, right? So that's kind of why I play Z-guard a lot. Some people don't like Z-guard very much, but failed lockdown goes into Z-guard for me. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get Z-guard. Are you guys all familiar with Z-guard? Cool. Okay, so there's a couple different things that will happen with Z-guard, right? We're going to do a Kimura option. We're going to do a knee bar option, right? You've probably seen both before, okay? But he's in Z-guard. He's kind of, posturing and whatnot. I'm going to grab his wrist, reach over for a Kimura. It's really not hard to do, right? Sometimes if they don't let you, well, that's why we're going to go into our next option. But let's say this situation we are able to grab his wrist and get a Kimura. That's all, right? Z-guard, grab your wrist, Kimura. Right, now 2 things will happen here. He will either sit up and push down on my hip with his hand, or he will pressure into me. He'll smash into me instead of pull away from me. Okay, that's all he can do. He can either smash in or pull away. If he's pulling away, right, it's actually very easy to kick this leg out all the way around through that hole again. And look, I'm just straightening my leg. I will untangle that original Z-guard leg and roll him right into spider web. Make sense? So we're getting more reps in on that move. I know you wanted to do it from exactly where we were, but here's another little look. It's going to help connect these dots. Okay, so Z-guard, Kimura grip. If he sits up, it's easy to kick around. If he kind of smashes into me, like pressures into my, in this situation, I actually have to pull. I can't pull my knee. Sometimes I'll kind of like hug the knee a little. Just like that. Well, obviously now I can't kick it out. So now I have to pull it through, shove his face away with my knee, and then windshield wide. Does that make sense? That's a bunch of intricate moves, but it's actually really, really powerful, right? He's got, I'm going to bring my leg out, knee into the head, windshield wide. It all flows very, very nicely. Okay, so there's a hard version, or there's the easier version, or the slightly harder version. Again, I'm just going to switch my grip through. If he doesn't have a grip locked up, I'm just going to armbar. Otherwise, we can go into our zip tie stuff, or reverse spiderweb stuff, whatever. Okay? That's what Kimura grips are spiderweb's best friend, right? Actually, a Kimura grip, if you grab onto a Kimura, it's going to take you to the end. If you just hold on to it. Just hold on to it. It might take you to the back. It might take you to armbar. It might take you to topside Kimura game, right? But no matter what, it's going to go somewhere great. Just start hunting for Kimuras. Even if it's in a retarded situation, grab onto that Kimura. I'm telling you. So, Z-guard, Kimura. Maybe just to keep it simple, keep the leg around, through, roll. Got it? Okay, and then we'll get a few reps in on that, get into some leg lock stuff. All right, let's go. Okay, well now, he's not going to let me grab his wrist, right? Oh yeah, all of a sudden he's like being really protective of that, okay? So what we're going to do, instead of going for this, I'm going to get a deep underhook underneath his leg. Let's turn. I was going for his wrist, now he won't let me, so I'm shooting through, okay? Now I'm going to, what I really want is to get my hand underneath his armpit. Sometimes it doesn't happen perfectly, okay? But that's fine. As long as we can, again, kick this way around, boom. Okay? So we were going for Kimura, and we still could go for Kimura. Or I can start going for this knee. Right? So it's the same movement so far. We haven't done anything too crazy. But you can't really knee bar them from this angle. What you have to do, again, he defends or whatnot, I get underneath, I'm keeping him away from me. Okay? I'm trying to push him off of me. if he's smashing my leg, that I can't kick it out, right? I'm gonna have to go for some different stuff. I gotta start pushing him away, right? Maybe I'll even let go of this, start going back for a Kimura. Start going for my Kyotera sweep. Okay, we have some options. In this situation, I'm just hooking the leg deep, pushing him away from me, kicking over, okay? Now what we're gonna do here is grab, see how his leg is nice and bent? I want it bent. If his leg is straight, it does not work. Okay, so if his leg was kind of straightened out a little bit, I would bend his leg. And it's not hard to do because I'm manipulating right where I have the most leverage and he has the weakest point, right, in the hinge. Right now it's bent. It usually will be bent anyway. They'll usually kind of be up on it. In fact, yeah, exactly. Okay? So now that I've cupped the knee, kicked over, I'm going to grab the heel and I'm going to keep it bent. And I'm going to turn it just like a crank. He has to turn, otherwise his knee is going to break. Okay, now I can knee bar him. I will put both of my hands on his heel, trap his toes with my head, and I will push his toes down, push his heel up, and knee bar. I have to put very, very little pressure. If I was just to be here, I got to do a lot of work. But when I push his toes down and his heel up, that seriously was like 15% pressure, if that. Okay? Boom, more's not happening. Shooting through, kicking over, grabbing his heel, turning his leg like a crank. Both hands on the heel. One reason I trap his foot, if I put it here, he can get this leg involved in freeing, right? Once I trap, now what's he gonna do? I've got his toes trapped, I'm pushing them down with my head, turning his, right? And the thing is, if he, I'm only saying this just because it will probably come up. Some things happen to where when you start to turn him, maybe he rolls. But we're going to actually end up right in some other leg lock positions that we're going to work later, okay? All these dots are going to connect. Don't worry about what variables will happen. Let's just kind of focus on what we're doing right now, okay? Everything else will come up, okay? Keep his hands there. If he won't do that, he'll just do this. Well, I can't do it. He's too tight. Right, he's sitting back, just posturing. Okay, well, I just shut down everything I have. So I'm still going to keep my Z-guard, and actually this time, the leg mechanic's the same, but I'm going to get a deep hook underneath his leg, and I'm still pushing him away from me here. But now again, if he's sitting up, it means he's not hugging his leg. So once I've got my deep hook, boom, I'm going to kick around wide again. Watch. I'm going to grab onto his heel, and I don't want him to straighten his leg, so I'm going to turn it like a crank. Watch. I still have his heel. Both hands on the heel. His toes go in between the ground and my head. And look, if I can't quite get the knee bar, here's what will make me get the knee bar. Pushing his toes down and his heel up. That always straightens that knee out. Because he's trying to turn his knee that way. Okay? So what if I've got control? If he wants to turn that way, I'm blocking him, his toes from turning with my head, and then I'm going to do the opposite of what he wants. See that torque piece on the knee? It's crazy. Okay? So, against he knows that I want all that, but he doesn't know that I want to reach underneath. Kick over. Look how I just turned like a crank. Perfectly. Both hands on the heel. Straighten it out. That's it. Right, and we can finish. A slightly less crazy version of that is knee guard, a Z-guard. Right, it's the same. I'm doing almost, this one, I'm not kicking under, but I could for the knee bar. Or if you start turning out, that's when you're in the heel hook. So it's all this very related game. Again, I'm not focusing on that at all, but there's levels to every move, right? So we're gonna, let's imagine we just did a bunch of Kimuras from Z-guard into spiral. Okay, we're just gonna jump right back into spiral. Okay. That knee bar was slightly off topic, but felt like I need to show you. So, spider whip. Alright. People at the high level, this right here, this is a low level grip. highest level grip would be he is hiding that hand. Yeah, that's what he wants to do. That's the safest. I can't arm crush him there. It's really hard to arm crush him. It's hard to break the grip. It's hard to do a lot of things. Okay. One thing to do is I'm holding on to him. Okay, and I'm really big. Yeah. So what's happening is I'm able to lift his shoulder off the mat. Okay. Now the foot that's over, the leg that's over his body, not over his head. Okay. That's the one that when I roll him back, I'm going to cross my feet, and that foot's on bottom. Okay, now notice, I'm not above his shoulder. His shoulder is in that grip, and it's completely locked up. Okay, now I'm just going to see that guy. Okay, but this is very, very important to have a good leg curl. I mean, it hurts his clavicle right now. You know, you start crunching all these things together, and it sucks. But it takes a while to get maybe this leg curl where you want it to be. Okay, that's just a grip you have to polish, just like every other grip. Okay? So, he's defending, I can't do my things. Roll back, lock my feet, make sure his shoulder is in there. Okay, now I can let go of the spider web because I have his shoulder so locked, and if he starts to try to kick up and grab my head, I got this arm to lock. Okay, and this is a very tight position. Okay, you can even lock it in and turn his feet, his hips towards you, start to kind of hold him here. Right, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go of that, and the way we clear the head, like in rubber guard, reaching all the way across, I don't want to grab onto this way. I'm going to reach across his elbow, drive my hand underneath. Look, I push down really hard, and I just do curl. Boom. That pops that arm right out of there.
So it's like you're going for a problem.
Yes, totally. So all I'm trying to do is dig this arm out from underneath my leg. Now that it's there, I'm going to grab onto it. Start pulling on it. And what happens is, if he is on his back, okay, and my legs are curled, but he were to turn, look at all this extra space that's left. I have to take that space away as he turns. Right? So we're closing that space that he's opening by turning into it. So we're rock back, lock my feet up, clear the arm. So it's over, under, pop it out. Look, I'm grabbing onto that wrist. As I pull on that, look, he's turning, which means I just close that space with my leg curl. Now I can take this arm out, and I can sit right here all day. Once you get your leg curl. Yeah, he's turning, he's flipping, he's flopping. This is like a croc. You know, when you get to that croc, you're in that position, you just can't go anywhere. Okay, so laying back, crossing your feet, higher level defense. If he doesn't do that, my job's easy. But now I've got to dig, pull, take that space up as he turns. I'm never going to let go of this. I'm pulling my hip and tuck my elbow. My elbow's not even that wide, so I'm going to kick his knee in here, start doing that shit. I've got to pull and keep my elbow tucked. Again, I can just sit right here, but I'm still going to hold on that wrist. And arm bar him at my knee. Right? This is my last finish I got last turn. Exactly like this. Okay, and I think he even gave me the, what is this, the genie in the bottle? You know the description of genie. This is the genie. Okay, what's crushing?
It's an arm crusher.
Yeah.
It's still.
You can.
I'll arm crush it right over there.
Sure. But guys that know what's up, will start to like lift their elbow. Anyway, whatever situation. Okay. Blocking, clearing, popping that out, control, pull. I'm making him turn into me because, you know, everyone knows that if I have like a shitty spider web and a really loose hook, his defense is pulling that arm out and facing me, right? So people are programmed to turn into us like that, right? So I'm gonna help him turn into me. Again, I'm digging it out, and sometimes I used to pull this out, and so he would turn into me. But then I just realized I can pull him, keep that deep hook. Now that he's turned, and everything's super tight, like I said, I can chill right here. But I'm gonna keep this deep hook, pull him, let go, get the tap. And look, one hand on each.
Is there a reason you do hook and then grab the wrist? Can't you just take the arm and ground and do hook? Is that possible?
You're saying from here,
Pull out?
pull this out?
Yeah, and then
I can't. Oh, totally. Hell yes.
I thought maybe your left hand was blocked.
No. You can do, but I enjoy doing that only because I like to get right here and work my leg sweeps for a minute. And just kind of be like, okay, can I hold it out? Right? And making sure everything's crazy tight. He can fight as hard as he wants to. But the more he turns into me, look, the straighter, the less I have to pull this arm.
So if you choose not to humiliate him, we can just go right to the arm bar?
Yes. I like to humiliate.
No.
Okay? Yeah, you could just do that. But we're gonna actually, that might answer your question. Let's work that, right? You guys close right from spider web from this field, like arm running, but split that out. I just slide that Kimura grip. Okay, this is reverse spider web position. Okay, there's a bunch of different submissions from here, but we're just gonna go super basic and use our hips to push, our legs to push, and our upper body to pull that out. Okay, this is just what I call reverse spider web 101, right? That's just the first option. There's a bunch of things to do from there, but we're just gonna focus on this transition from our failed zip tie to reverse spider. Again. I'm trying to zip tie him. He kind of knows what's up. Hold that out. Just keep pulling on that wrist. He's gonna defend it. You have to be quick to reach over and see that Kimura grip. And now from here, he's usually not strong enough to take pushing, hips, pulling of the arms, and that torque. Go for the zip, I just slipped out. I go right to that Kimura grip. Boom. I do only because that tap is so easy to get. If I get caught there, if I'm in reverse spider web with the thumb, right now that I'm caught and I'm not just tapping, I'll take the thumb out. But in transition, and I still have the thumb, usually you just go straight to there to get it. If you end up not being able to pull that out, yes, now take your thumb out of it. And now I'm my thumbless grip again. Zip tie. Reverse spider web. Keep down, keep through, keep straightening my legs. Keep this nice tight Kimura. Leg this over the body. Keep down. Through the hole, like we did the very first move. Roll him by straightening that Kimura grip.